There we go. It's a quiet night tonight. Hey, Garen. Hey, Matt Case. Ben? Nice. So we're doing another experiment tonight, but the experiment's on the streaming side. We're trying the ultra low latency because I want to be able to respond to chat in a timely fashion if I notice it. It's always a toss-up. But let me know if the stream is gritty or drops or anything like that. So I'd appreciate it. Hey, James. Good evening, morning, or whatever. Yeah. So in pursuit of patterns tonight, the patterns I want are going to be real mellow tonight. So going to be playing mellow, kind of slow, paying a little bit more attention to chat. Mike? Mr. Higgins? So tonight's going to be pretty low key, but we're trying the ultra low latency. So let me know if the stream's not great. Tonight is sort of trying to fixate in my head harmonically where I want to go, like mood-wise. So, I'm glad you guys caught it. Stream is good. Thanks, Citizen. Now, one thing I'm playing with tonight, I've got the third wave playing this sort of guitar pluck thing. Hey, Psychopompous. Good evening. Glad you made it. So I've got the third wave playing this sort of guitar plucky thing, and I'm really looking for that sort of Stratocaster kind of feel, but from the synth. And one thing that I'm playing with, it's making your windows rattle. I can't tell how my headphones don't actually go that low. They're nice, but they're not super flat. They roll off the low end. So if the bass is too bassy, give me that feedback. We're starting to care about what the mix sounds like on various people's systems. But getting back to this third wave patch, I'm using an arpeggiator in Ableton that has another feature I like. And what that feature is, you can tell it to hold, so it'll latch. Right? I don't have to hold the sustain pedal. And that's fine. But if you hear this, the other thing it does is you can set a velocity target for held arpeggiation and specify a time. And I've got it dialed into about 8 seconds. And I've got the velocity targeted at about 60. So when I hit something with a high velocity, it starts arpeggiating at that high velocity and then slowly brings it down. So when I'm doing this kind of guitar-y thing, when I hit a new chord, I get an accented plucks, accented picking. But over time, it mellows down. It's kind of nice. because I could do something. And then it keeps going, but the arpeggiation doesn't stop. It's not like an echo. Running in. Good to see you. Yeah, I missed your comment last night. I'm sorry about that. I was reviewing the comments last night. I totally missed you when you came through. So, caught you tonight, though. Tracy? Got two leads tonight, the same mini and a new lead on the subsequent. I went to the trouble to try and make a new sort of lead. Here's the mini lead. Pretty basic saw lead. I like it. It's clean. It's a comfortable place to be. Subsequent, on the other hand, it's doing a synced sound. But not too sharp. Over the last few days, the sync sound that was on it was just too shrill. It complements the mini nicely. So we kind of do a round. We can get two patterns playing against each other. Let's try that. Try recording this. We'll see where we go. Gonna weave them in and out. And this one's an odd length. So we should start getting them to phase against each other. play the bass a bit. When composing, one of my problems is the need to vary the instruments used with the themes so that the themes don't all sound the same. Do you get that feeling too? Vary the instrument timbres or the theme for each instrument, Ben? Which one? Or something else that I'm misunderstanding? Clarifying question. There's some weaving of melodies that was unintended. Let's see, what's what here? The timbre, okay. Yeah, I try to have a blend of instrumentation that all plays well. I don't mind if they step on each other a little bit, but as long as they're distinct in the ear, like two different human singers, I'm fine, right? You can have two altos, and they have different vocal timbres that you can tell them apart, right? I don't know if you've ever gone to a play or seen a musical where two of the female leads have almost the exact same voice and you can't tell them apart. I find that frustrating. So for, in this case, the mini timbre is pure sawtooth and the sub timbre is like a synced square wave. You tell me. So those two instruments are playing in the same register, but they're slightly different timbres. Could you tell them apart? Because if you can't, that's good feedback for me. That means I need to change one of them. All right, so I'm not sure. You let me know. Record part of this bass line so we can get a pattern going here. Listen to this. David asks, when phasing melodies, do you do anything to make sure that the phasing doesn't clash in some way? Yeah, we were just talking about this in last night's stream, actually. So one of the things you can do is constrain the scales, right? So if you're just using like standard diatonic, major, minor, or you're using modes, 7-note Western scales, every mode has some intervals that when melodies are playing against each other, if they choose these two notes, usually it's a minor second or an augmented fourth, flat 5, they're going to sound dissonant. Now you can avoid that in the system you build by using a scale modifier in whatever mechanism you use, a quantizer in your modular, a scale plugin in your DAW, or if your synth supports scale support, custom user scales, you define a scale that instead of having the 7 notes of the Western style scale, whatever mode it is, you can define 6 or 5. You can leave out the notes most likely to cause those dissonant sort of accidents, but it constrains your tone, right? Because you want that dissonance sometimes, right? Sometimes it's intentional, but if you're building something that's like highly generative, go with pentatonic scales, I think was the suggestion yesterday. That's one way to avoid that stuff. Otherwise just roll with it, so in my cases you can differentiate between them. Cool, that's good. Thanks, man. The stream video froze. You have sound. Okay, Ben, let me know if the stream improves. So we're doing an experiment tonight. I'm in ultra low latency mode, okay? So, because I wanted to be able to chat with you guys a little more immediately. So let me know. It may be that from now on we're just not going to do ultra low latency mode. That's fine. All right, so I like this pattern. Let's bring in one of the modular patterns on top of this and just see what happens. It might be too messy. Actually, let's do this. Let's keep the guitar plucks and we'll keep the bass. We'll bring the leads out. Hey, Casual Noise. Oh, goodness. I'm glad you're still awake. I'm happy you're here, but man, I hope you're okay with the sleeping, with the sleep deprivation. All right, let's bring in one of these modular patterns and see if it still works for us. Stuff still works. You guys can compare clocks. All right. So I like this. I like this pattern. So we're going to keep these beds. Is I'm going to wipe the slate. All right, our third wave is still playing because that's an arpeggiation, not a pattern. So let's change the arpeggiation. I like playing with this pluck today. Pretty good. All right, let's do this. I'm going to bring the velocity on that arpeggiator up a little bit. There we go. So we get an occasional little harder pluck there. pad's off the Korg Wave State. It's the one I had yesterday that had the little tinkling piano in the background that was in the wrong key. Killed that. Like I said at the beginning, if you come in late, tonight's going to be real floaty. Okay, so if it's 2 a.m. where you are, put headphones on and get in bed. Maybe we'll put you to sleep. Put in a few ducka-duckas just for fun. Accents. Nice, Psychopompas. It's good to know I can be in, central nervous system depressant. Awesome. I'm like beer. That's good. The only problem with this particular arpeggiator is it doesn't latch to the clock. It stays in time with current time, takes that from the clock. But it doesn't latch to it. So if I hit it early or late, they'll be out of, they'll be in time with the tempo, but off the beat. Glad it's soothing. That's good. We can do with the bass. Let's play a really high bass melody. I'm sorry, Adri, it's not a bassy bass.